If I happen to be president and I see somebody who's doing well and beating me very badly, I say, go down and indict them. They would be out of business.
And they took that one part right there and made it seem like that's what he's saying that he would do.
And that's a dictatorship. They don't see the signs of fascism.
And they don't see that they will be the next victims of this vitriol.
And the reality is this, Donald Trump is running for president for two reasons: to stay out of jail and to get revenge on his enemies. And when he speaks, we should listen. And frankly,
what the hell is she talking about? What the hell is she talking? She said Donald Trump is running for president for two reasons: to stay out of jail and to do something to his enemies. Who raised her? What is she talking about? He's only running for president so that he can stay out of jail? What type of dumbness is that? I'm sorry, lady. Alyssa Farah Griffin, that's just foolish. Is that a part of the View contract for you to be able to say some dumb stuff? Is that what that is? Like, in order to be on the View contract, in order to be on the View show, you got to say something stupid. Like, whoever say the dumbest thing, they get to sit on stage tonight and get a microphone hooked up to their daggone shirts that's unbuttoned and looking like a daggone breast probably about to pop out. It's crazy, man. I promise you, it's nuts.
I think there's reason for all this to be concerned.
What about us?
But there's a really interesting.
Try it. Go ahead, try it. We have this show every day, okay, Donald?
There's a really interesting metaphor in Susan Glasser's book, The Divider, about Trump, where she describes him like the dinosaur in Jurassic Park who gets smarter and he learns how to open the door.
I have a legal note. A Trump aide said that the former president was not claiming that he was going to seek retribution against his political opponents, but attempting to make the point that a new precedent had been set. Eddie's doing this to me. Had been set by the Biden Department of Justice.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about the mainstream liberal media. People like Jen Psaki having freakouts and meltdowns over the fact that Trump is declaring that Biden's weaponization of the DOJ to go after and prosecute political opponents could backfire if he becomes president, hypothetically, right? Trump is simply just highlighting the fact that, hey, if I become president, because of the precedents that the Democrats have set, we could be in a situation where, yeah, I could weaponize the DOJ to go after Biden because Democrats said that it's okay because this is what they're currently doing to me. Now, Trump didn't make any promises to do that. He simply just laid out a hypothetical situation that Democrats have created because Democrats are doing something that we've never seen in this country. Now, the mainstream liberal media is trying to take Trump's words, like they always do, and twist them in ways to make him say that he's saying something that he's not, and thus creating a freak out that, oh my God, if Trump is elected, he's going to be some type of authoritarian dictator that's going to lock up anybody he disagrees with, right? Which that's clearly not what he's saying. And I'm going to play the clip for you guys so that you can see that that's not what he's saying. Listen to the full context of what Trump is saying. And clearly it is a hypothetical in which he's talking about how Democrats are allowing this to happen. It is Democrats' fault if, for example, somebody that they disagree with gets in political office, now they can weaponize the DOJ because of what Biden did or what he's doing.
Now, before Trump starts talking, because you already know, Greg already said that he was playing it so that there can be some context so that you can understand fully what he's talking about in this clip. But I wouldn't have a problem if when he becomes president, he uses his power to make sure that the Biden administration, those who are guilty of what they're guilty of, they are held liable. They are held accountable for their actions. Why not? I think it's their turn to be put through the ringer and to be held liable for their crimes, in my opinion. That's just me, 1,000%. If he decides to, once he's elected, to go after the Biden administration, I'm telling you right now, I am with it. Like, no matter, I don't care how the liberals are trying to paint it as if they're trying to fearmonger. I get it. If he becomes president, he's going to come after us all. Well, you deserve it because you all came after him when he didn't deserve to be put in the position that he was being put in. Now it's your turn. It ain't so fun when a rabbit got the gun. Now, is it? So at the end of the day, let them cry as much as they want to cry. Let them fearmonger as much as they want to throw fear at the people who vote left. But at the end of the day, if Trump wants to do that, I say go do it, big dog. I will say, Trump, hey, your first order of business should be the wall. Let's get the wall out the way. Get the wall done so that and make sure you send back everybody else before the wall is up. Make sure everybody who came over here illegally, put them behind the wall first. Be like, okay, make sure we got them all. Okay, y'all are all behind the wall. Put up that wall. Okay, the wall is up. We good. Period. That's number one. Number two, you go after them and make them pay for what they did to you. That's what I say. I know the Bible says, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Vengeance is the Lord's. Period. But sometimes God uses us as a tool to make sure we go out there and handle business for him. Period. Period. 1000%. That's how I look at it. So if he wants to come into office and say my first order of business after the wall is to make sure that the Biden administration are all squared away and behind bars, I'm with it. I'm sorry, that's just me. Maybe I stand alone, but that's just me. I'm like, man, go get him. Absolutely.
Clearly and obviously what Trump is saying, what he's doing, he's warning against what Biden is doing, right? He's sounding the alarm saying, look, throughout history, we've seen there's been governments and countries that have done this, that have went after their political opponents, simply locking people up simply because they disagree with them politically. And that has not worked out well. Okay. What Biden is doing is that they're setting a precedent that in the future, if somebody else gets in office that does not like Democrat, they can lock up Democrats simply because of having political disagreements with Democrats. The Democrats are opening the door to that, right? So hypothetically, if Trump was to become president, and this is what he's saying, then yeah, I mean, he could do something like that. Because Democrats have set the precedent for it. He's clearly saying that it's a bad thing, that we should not be doing this in the country. You should not be trying to go after people solely for the sake of trying to get them out of elections. You're trying to rig the election by prosecuting and going after your political opponents. And especially considering how what they're going after Trump for, which is just contesting an election, is something that Democrats do every single time they lose, right? And nothing ever happened, just like Trump stated. So Trump is not making any promises to go after Biden, even though I think he should seek justice in the sense that we should investigate the Bidens, right? First of all, their crimes that they've committed, selling out the American people overseas, which we cannot forget about that. We can't just let that go. Biden should face justice for that. And also, he should be investigated for weaponizing the DOJ, and he should face justice for that as well too. Okay, it's not revenge, it's simply justice.
It's simply justice. And if it was revenge, I wouldn't have an issue with that either. Sorry, I wouldn't. What? You opened up the floodgates. I was going to be nice when I became the president again, but now, but what they're going to try to do is use that as some type of something to just scare the hell out of everybody. They just want to scare everybody. If he becomes president, he's going to do something that's going to make him the president forever. We'll never be able to have voting rights. And we'll never be able to get married again. We'll never be able to marry who we love. He's going to end gaysism. He's going to end being gay. Like there will no longer be an LGBTQ community. There will no longer be a Black Lives Matter. There will no longer be. Come on, bro. Why are they so afraid of this dude? Is he King Kong or something? Huh? Is he Godzilla or something? What am I missing? Is he Chucky? Is he Jason? You can tell I'm old, man. I start naming the movies. Is he a gremlin after you pour some water on him? Is he Spike, the king of the gremlins? Whatever, man.
It is
go get
law and order. Now, again, the mainstream liberal media, they have once again twisted what Trump is saying or what he said and try to make it seem like Trump came out and promised that he's going to lock up anybody that he disagrees with politically, right? And that leads me to Jen Psaki, who's having a full-blown freak out over what Trump said in his interview. And I want you guys to just see how the mainstream liberal media cut up the Trump interview to make it seem like he was saying something that he really wasn't saying and leaving out a bunch of context that really makes you understand exactly what he's saying more clearly. But again, it did not fit the narrative, so therefore they cut it up in a way to make it seem like Trump wants to be some authoritarian dictator when he's actually warning against that, right? That's actually what he's doing. So let's go ahead and roll this clip.
After a long stretch of dark political predictions for Democrats and a lot of freaking out over poll numbers, things did start to feel a little bit better this week. A Democratic governor was reelected in Kentucky. Democrats swept control of the Virginia legislature, which most people were not predicting. And the people of Ohio turned out in droves to protect abortion rights in their state. You might have found yourself thinking, all right, maybe things aren't so bad. Maybe I shouldn't be so terrified about the safety of democracy and my rights after all. The forces of good are winning out in the end. And I'm going to tune this all out for a while. I have other things to worry about. If that's how you're feeling, I kind of get it. And there are some things to feel relieved about. But at the same time, the threat of a second Trump term is still very real.
The threat.
And the things he is saying right now are some of the most concerning things we have ever heard him say. So it's important for everyone to really start listening.
If I happen to be president and I see somebody who's doing well and beating me very badly, I say, go down and indict them. Mostly what that would be, they would be out of business. They'd be out. They'd be out of the election.
Now, again, look at the clip that she played versus the whole context of the conversation. The clip she played made it seem like he was promising to do that he is I'm going to do that. I am going to take out anybody I disagree with politically. Right? But that's not what he said. Clearly, in the context of the whole conversation, he's talking about why it's bad to do that and how Democrats have set a political precedent that allows others to get into office and to do that.
The only thing that will make Black Conservative Perspectives video better is if he had an equal amount of liberals watching his show as there are conservatives, because the people that need to hear this message that's coming from Greg right now is liberals, because those are the people that they're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. Those are the people that are believing this crap. They are the people that, let's fix it just like this. When he said that part, boom, we're going to cut it off right there, because that's what they need to hear. If they hear that right there, then they're going to really know that what we're saying is true and what they stand for is false. It's a whole bunch of BS, bro. But like I said before, these social media platforms won't allow that to happen because algorithm is already set up. They will not see this right here. And even if they see, his name alone will make the liberals not even want to give him a shot, because his name is Black Conservative Perspective. So if they are liberal, and most of us don't want to see anything that's going to make us feel bad for how we think, because all of us want to be right. All of us want to feel like we are on the right side of history or whatever. So, but the liberals are the ones that need to see this breakdown right here. That's why it's important that you guys share our videos, because being that we are Black individuals, and I know you guys are tired of hearing about that Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, all that other stuff. I'm telling you this right here. It actually matters, because some people might see me pull up talking about what I'm talking about, and they might listen to me and won't listen to you, or won't listen to Black Conservative Perspective. But like I said before, the liberals need to hear this. The liberals don't know that they are playing with their minds. And you know what? Half of them do. Half of them do know, but they just like to be on that side. They feel like, well, at least they got our best interests at heart. At least they give us whatever we want. At least they let us have all the abortions we want. So they believe, they just playing this daggone mind game. They are mind sexing them into believing that they got their best interests. So when it comes to context, they're not going to go and look at the whole Trump interview and figure out if he said that. They're not even going to look at Black Conservative Perspectives video and receive his breakdown as to why they're tricking them. But the sad thing is, here's the sad thing. If you are on The View, you consider yourself a journalist. At that point, you have to move with some journalistic integrity. At least I think so. You have to. So with that said, you should probably have gone and looked at the entirety of the conversation that Trump was having. But since you're on that side, the same side of this news network that's putting out this file cut up of Trump's views and whatnot and what he said, you just feel it's okay that we play the same game and we continue to play with their minds. And that right there lacks integrity. It lacks any type of respect for the individuals who turn on your program day in and day out because you want to feed them lies. Why would you want to feed anybody lies? Like, I would never turn on my camera just for the sake of views, feed people lies just so I can get more views. That makes absolutely no sense to me. If I find out I find out through my journey that conservatism is trash and that everything I've been learning along my journey of conservatism is horrific and is not right and is false and all this other stuff, trust me, I will be vocal on that. I will be vocal on it, and I will no longer support the things that I support. Until that happens, I will stand on all 10 right now and speak with some type of confidence, because based off of what I've learned so far, this is the side to be on. Sorry, but they are clearly clowns, and they're trying to just I don't know, trick people into voting the way that they want to vote. And that's crazy. They shouldn't even be happy that they are winning elections. Don't even be happy, because if you've earned those wins by lying to your people, then what's the point of it all, in my opinion?
But again, Jen Psaki's not going to play that, right? Because that doesn't fit the narrative that Trump is some dictator, right? When what Trump was actually doing was warning about the current dictator in office, Joe Biden, whom she fully supports. Again, that's what really blows my mind about the mainstream liberal media. They're so dishonest. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about when it comes to dishonesty in regards to how they characterize the things that Trump said.
If they're beating me, go down and indict them. Trump is forecasting that in a second term, he will wield power however he chooses.
You are disingenuous, lady. You are lying. You are lying. The truth ain't in you. You should have prayed before you started this daggone show. It's sad, bruh. It's sad, man.
Unconstrained by the rule of law. This is some truly scary, authoritarian, banana republic type stuff, and we should hear it that way.
Again, the irony here, that's currently what's happening in the country. And what Biden is doing is exactly what she's so afraid of, and that's what Trump was warning about, right? What Trump was actually doing was warning about what she apparently is so afraid of that Trump is going to do, but Biden's actually doing it right now. Again, amazing how she doesn't actually address that. They never actually really address the core argument that Trump is making, which is that the DOJ is weaponized. Because clearly and obviously that's the case. Everybody knows it's the case.
But she's not going to bring that up, because then that'll make them look bad. Period. If she talks about the main reason that Trump is having this conversation in the first place, that will crush their building. She cannot bring that up. She has to ignore that part and only talk about the side that supports her. It's crazy, man. This is so fake. I need y'all to share this, bruh. Please share this. It's nuts.
The American people know that's the case. That's why Trump's poll numbers are going up, right? Trump's poll numbers are going up with every single indictment. Why is that? Because people clearly and obviously don't like what they're saying, right? And this is why when people say, well, if Trump is convicted, that's going to change everything. I honestly don't think so. I think that might guarantee that he wins, right? Because again, the indictments aren't stopping him. People are saying that, yeah, they're trying to literally stop this man from being president. When this guy was in office, everything in this country was much better. They're running the country in the ground, and they're trying to stop the man that can actually fix it, right? Where we actually had a good economy. They're trying to stop him from winning by throwing him in jail for doing something that Democrats always do, right? People are clearly seeing that what is happening is the weaponization of the government against political opponents.
Just yesterday, he took to Truth Social to imply that Democrats, or any political opponents, frankly, are the greatest threat to America and need to be rooted out like vermin. Vermin is the word he used there. And it's not just rhetoric. Remember, the Washington Post reported just last week about specific plans Trump and his allies have drafted to put his words into action. On top of planning to launch investigations into people who dared to critique him or disagree with him during his time in office, including people who work for him. His team has also started to map out plans to invoke the Insurrection Act on his first day in office, which basically would allow him to dispatch the military against civil demonstrations. Think about how crazy that is.
Okay, so again, what this is that this is Project 2025, right? Which I've talked about quite a bit. Basically, Project 2025 is a plan that was put together by former Trump White House officials and conservative think tanks to lay out a plan. And this is not even just for Trump. This is literally for any conservative president, right? This is the blueprint for any Republican / conservative president. Once they get in office, the first 100 days, how they're going to dismantle the deep state. Okay, that's what Project 2025 is. Okay, there's also some other things in there as well too. You know, the mainstream liberal media is warning about, they might arrest rioters, because that is what is going to happen if Trump becomes president. The left, they're going to commit January 6th part 2, right? That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to riot in the streets. They're going to destroy things. They're going to vandalize property, okay? Because we've seen it before. That's what they did when Trump first won. That's what they did during the BLM riots. That's what they did during Roe v. Wade riots. That's what they did during the Antifa riots. And they have not been punished for that. Okay, they break the law, they don't get punished. So basically, yeah, I think that any Republican that gets into the White House should be punishing these protesters.
Yep.
Because that's what Democrats did to the J6ers, right? In fact, I actually believe that any Republican that gets into the White House that takes over the DOJ, they should go after the Roe v. Wade rioters that were trying to intimidate Supreme Court justices, because that is a crime. That was a crime that they committed. We have them on video doing it, and they faced no punishment for it. None of them were arrested for it. And again, you had an attempted assassination on a Supreme Court justice. I think they should go even further. Go back and find the ones that got away with it before and go after them, right?
Preach, bro.
That's what they should do. And again, this isn't revenge. It is law and order, because these left-wingers are out of control. They think they can do anything in this country without consequences, because they have.
Please do me a favor. Anybody that's still here, please vote on that poll for me. I just want to see something right quick. I really want to see something right quick. Please. Thank you. And Black Conservative Perspective is going in. He's going off on these folk. They deserve every penny of what he's giving them.
They've committed crimes, and they need to be punished for their crimes. Okay? So again, this is not revenge. It's law and order. Okay? That's what it is. So we're going to restore law and order in this country. So when these left-wingers start, protesting in the street and rioting and blocking traffic and destroying stuff and burning stuff on fire, destroying neighborhoods like they did before, you're going to jail. We bringing in the military and we cleaning it up, and you're going to get locked up, which is exactly what should happen. Again, nobody's talking about locking up peaceful protesters. If you're peaceful, if you peacefully demonstrate, nobody cares about that. But these people are not peaceful. They're violent. So they're afraid that Republicans, and it doesn't just apply to Trump, they're afraid that Republicans are going to lock up violent left-wing protesters. Then again, does the Republican Party actually have the cojones to do that, right? Considering history, no, they don't, right?
First of all, and much love to Black Conservative Perspective, but I just wanted to point this out. They are not afraid. They can give a dag on. They don't care. They are not afraid, man, at all. They are trying to act like they are afraid so they can instill fear into the voters. That's it. That's it. They just want to instill fear into the voters, but they are not afraid, man. They want to they are speaking to their people like they are stupid. Trump said he got a list and he's checking it twice, and he's going to find out if you naughty or nice. That's what Trump said. Trump said he's making a list and he's checking it twice. And if he's voting into presidency again, he's going to make sure that he gets you, whether you're naughty or if you're nice, if you didn't vote for him. That's what they're saying right there. They just trying to make sure that their people are pissed off and fearful of their lives. That's how they've been controlling Democrats for the entire times that they've been Democrats. Why should they stop? The game plan has been working. They are not about to stop right now. It's been working for what, centuries? It's been working for a long daggone time. They are not about to stop with the fear mongering. It has been their bread and butter, bruh. Period. They're not about to stop. I'm sorry, we gotta lie a little bit. That's what we do. You know what you're signing up for, right? Can you imagine going to work for CNN or MSNBC and telling them that you're conservative? Could you imagine? And thinking that you're going to move up in the rankings, and thinking that you're going to have a job where you can instill integrity again and some fairness across the board? It's not going to happen, because if you don't operate by their guidelines, you are ousted, bruh. You are out. You're done. You're done. They know that fear works, and they are still, look, she's saying this with a straight face. And look at her face, man. She is a liar from the pits of hell. Look at her. She knows that she is playing her role and playing it well. He got a list and he's checking it twice. He's going to find out. Ooh, he's the boogeyman. He's the boogeyman. He's the orange boogie monster.
Right. So again, all this stuff that they're, boo-hoo whining and crying about, the Republicans haven't shown that they're actually willing to do it. So it really doesn't matter. But Democrats have shown they're willing to do it, right? They have shown they're willing to do the things that Jen Psaki is boo-hoo whining and crying about. That's the irony here.
Oh, and in the same Univision interview, he also defended his family separation policy at the border. And new reporting from the New York Times is
Listen, damn that. I'm separating everybody. I don't care if I'm separating families. I'm separating you, people who are not citizens and not doing things the right way. I'm separating you from the country. That's what I'm separating. So what? He said, man, y'all better stop being so daggone soft. Oh, he's separating families. He didn't find out where the mom was for the kid. He need to find out where the kid's mom is. Nah, bruh. I'm sorry. Listen, don't do that. Don't feel like just because they little cute kids that we just gonna let them over there and they just showing up with blankets thrown over their daggone shoulder and they crying and got snot coming down their nose. I'm sorry, little immigrant. You are gone. Listen, go ask your mother why I'm kicking you out. That's like sending somebody. Do you think that if we send one of our kids to the gates of Disney World and they show up to the gates of Disney World crying and looking all sad, that they gonna let them in Disney World? Oh, you look so sad. Where's your mom? You don't have a mom? Oh, come on in Universal Studios. You can ride all the rides all day long. You want something to eat? I'm gonna give you one of these big turkey legs so you can walk around with, and some funnel cake and some cotton candy. It does not work that way. That's not how life works, bruh. Come on, man. I'm sending the parents, I'm sending the mama back, the father back, the uncles back, the aunts back, the nieces and nephews back, the kids back, whether they tall, whether they short, whether they young, whether they old, go back. I'll make it fun. I'll put you on a sliding board to the other side of the daggone. Listen, when you come on this side, we're going to have a sliding board facing right back on that other side of the daggone border. And all of y'all get to go up on the slide because, hey, that's the only thing I'm giving you. When you come into the United States of America and you didn't do it the right way, y'all get to go up on the sliding board. It's going to be fun. Last hurrah, but you're not going to get the same rights that these American citizens get because they have been busting their ass for a long time. They have been paying taxes for a long time, and you're not going to take that. So go ahead and get up on this slide and slide your tails right back to your other side right there. Slide right back to the other side of that wall because you're not getting any benefits that the other American citizens are getting. Sorry, at all.
This weekend confirms he also has plans for sweeping raids of undocumented immigrants, mass deportations, and the creation of giant camps. He wants to restate the Muslim ban, something he also repeated this weekend. And when he was asked about it this week, about how the U.S. can stop the killing of innocent people in the Israel-Hamas war, he basically said we should just let it all play out. And yet, the hand-wringing and cocktail party speculation about an alternative to Joe Biden is continuing, will continue. Guess what? Joe Biden isn't perfect. No candidate is, by the way. But we have to understand what the alternative is here. If elected to a second term, Donald Trump would prosecute anyone he deems an enemy.
As he should. As he should. And if they deserve it, they should be prosecuted. Sorry. Don't put me in office. I think I'm too mean. I might be like Trump said, what? He want to prosecute who? All right. Tell him it's done. He can go ahead and do it. Feel free. Go get him. Seriously, if they deserve it, yeah, let them be prosecuted because he didn't deserve it. And they've done it time and time and time and time again just so he not be able to run. Come on, bruh. Come on. What's good enough for the goose is good enough for the geese.
Unleash troops on protesters and essentially unravel the rule of law as we know it. And this time, he plans to line his administration with people who will actually help him do it. But sure, Joe Biden is 3 years older and occasionally trips over things. Look, there's a lot to be concerned about right now when it comes to a second Trump term. The speeches are getting much more disturbing and much more unhinged, and we should all hear it that way. It's also important to talk about all of this and important to call it out, but there is nothing more important than digging into his actual plans. The faintest of silver linings here is that Trump is warning us in his own voice, with a microphone on and a camera rolling, by the way. He's telling us exactly what he plans to do. We all just need to listen.
Yeah. So again, the projection here is hilarious. Like, for example, when she talked about Trump saying that, what happened in between Israel and Hamas just needs to play out. That's literally what Biden's position is, right? And he's losing voters over it, right? That is literally Biden's position. Okay, Biden's position is, oh, well, let's give Israel money and let it play out. What's the difference, right? That's literally the same argument that the leftists that are abandoning Biden over the Israeli conflict are saying, that in regards to that conflict, they don't really see the difference between Biden and Trump, okay? But again, when you talk about weaponization of the DOJ, I don't see any difference between what the mainstream liberal media lies about what they say Trump wants to do, right? What they make up in regards to what they say Trump wants to do, what they claim they're scared of in regards to what they lie about Trump wanting to do, and what Biden is actually doing, right? What Biden is actually doing is the thing that they claim they're so afraid of that Trump is going to do, even though Trump didn't say he was going to do that. Trump just said that Democrats have opened up the precedent, okay, to allow this to happen. They let the genie out of the bottle, right? And it's just so funny how they never really address the corruption and the over authoritarianism that's going on in their own party, because
they did address it. They said that Biden is 3 years older and he occasionally trips. That was them addressing it. That's the only thing that they're saying. Everything else he does is perfect. Come on. How could you not know? I mean, what does he do wrong? What? He's old. He's 3 years older, and what else? He's clumsy. He can't ride a bike without busting his ass. He can't walk up the steps to his airplane without falling down the steps. It's okay. He's clumsy. He don't know where his seat is when he comes out there on the podium. When he goes to meet international world leaders of different countries, he don't know that he's supposed to stand up there on the stage. He just goes and say, "Ooh, I got poopy," and he just go right by. "Ooh, I made a potty on myself. I made a ooh-wee on myself." Because the dude, man, he's old. And I'm not making fun of him because he's old. I'm not, listen, anybody who's old get respect from me, all right? Then when they do the other stuff, then they lose that respect. But I'm just saying, just for you surviving this crazy world that we're in for as long as you have, that means something. I'm certain over the years he has been a blessing to someone, but he's also been extremely racist. That begins with an R. And he's also done and said some ridiculous things that have put us in a worse situation on the world stage. So yeah, there's that.
It's all projection, right? They're the real fascists. They're the real authoritarians. Okay, Trump is not nearly the authoritarian that these people make him out to be, right? He's much less authoritarian than Biden. Okay, and hey, in some cases, people may argue that Trump's thing not going far enough, particularly when it comes to clamping down on these violent left-wing extremists. Okay, I think he should go further on that, to be honest with you. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
Make sure y'all do that, man. Black conservative perspective is dope. Do y'all know what HAM is? HAM is an acronym. If Trump gets into office and he decides to go ham on everybody who has been trying to stop him and been trying to slow him down, been trying to lock him up and all this other stuff, and he decides to go at them, I ain't got no issue with it, bro. I really don't. Go get them. They played that game. Go get them. But one thing that y'all need to do, y'all really need to start to get the word out to conservatives to go out there and vote. Why y'all losing so many races? What's going on? What's going on out here? Stop losing so many daggone races, okay? Before I go this evening, I wanted to say for everybody, we do have Bang Bang Tea. This is passion fruit. You know what I mean? Passion fruit tea right here. These drinks are really good for people who are in loving relationships, and it works better than Cialis and all the Agras that's out there. And it works for men and women. Trust me on this one. Go to the website and check it out. LFRFamily.com. Bang Bang Tea. Also, I am helping people with internet stuff. That's pretty much it. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. I'm not. So don't think I'm one of those people that's these super experts or something like that. I just know some things based off of what has worked for me and what has worked for a lot of my content creator friends. You put this inside of a water bottle, not such a big water bottle, you shake it up, that are out here. You know what I mean? Because it has blessed us in a way that we are ready to start back giving the information out to other people so that they can be able to do their thing.